Hello, I am Jeanette Paradiso, and I am here in the Century House, which is one of the historical buildings that make up the Addison Historical Museum. The Century House is located at the southwest corner of Army Trail Road and May Street. We are in the kitchen of that building. The significance of this building is that it is one of the older buildings in Addison, built in 1893. So it is 122 years old. It was the home for teachers of St. Paul Lutheran School, which was a parochial school affiliated with St. Paul Lutheran Church, which is just down the block. Today we're going to be continuing with the fond reflections of Addison's days gone by. And those are the memoirs of a gentleman who used to live in Addison all his life. His name was Clarence Fiene. And Mr. Feeney used to live on Wisconsin Avenue. He lived until the age of 94, died in the year 2002. His father was the town barber. He was a World War II veteran, and he donated a number of items to our historical museum, including his fond reflections of Addison's days gone by. Just to kind of warn our viewers, Mr. Feeney does kind of skip from one subject to another. So we'll begin with a story about a gentleman who used to deliver the rural mail in Addison. Addison was by no means lacking entertainment. Twice a week, a Mr. Tedron would come from Elmhurst with a two-wheeled cart that carried mail for the rural areas. When Mr. Tedron would reach an area where the Addison House restaurant used to stand, he would burst into song and swing a long whip to and fro in cadence with the song he was singing. Now, he refers to the Addison House restaurant. For those of you who may not be familiar, the restaurant was located on the north side of Lake Street, just west of Villa Avenue. And in our museum's collection, we have an advertisement for the restaurant from the year 1986. And the ad says that the Addison House restaurant was established in January 1959. They were offering a special Mother's Day meal in this ad, and they mentioned that they had survived floods, fire, road rebuilding, and remodeling. And so they are thanking their patrons for over 25 years of success and happiness. So going back to Mr. Tedron's story, his voice was not of the Mario Lanza quality. Nevertheless, his voice was loud, and he could be heard from one end of the town to the other. His horse would trot at a lively pace, and possibly it was trying to escape from its master's bellowing voice. When Tedron would reach Lake Street and Addison Road, the singing would abruptly end. He would turn north on Addison Road to start delivery of the rural mail. Okay, so now we're switching to another subject, another business along Lake Street. Treichler's store was a popular place for gatherings on Sunday afternoons. Old Mr. Frederick Treichler, who was nicknamed Fritz, kept a checkerboard in readiness for anyone who cared to challenge him for a game. A billiard table also was set up to test the skills of local talents. The Addison Historical Museum is always open on Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. During the months of June, July, and August, we are also open additional hours on Wednesday afternoons from 1 until 3 and on Thursday evenings from 6 to 8. And this is in conjunction with the Village of Addison's Rock and Wheels events that take place every Thursday from June through August. We have crafters, a number of crafters who have set out their items for sale on our grounds. We encourage you to come out for the evening, and while you're here, take a look at what we have in our historical museum buildings and perhaps learn a little bit more about the history of our town.